All right, so this is episode two of the Cinema Fireside Chat. How are you, Jeff? Enjoyed your video? Yeah, I kind of had the same kind of week that you had, and where'd you go, buddy? Oh, there you are. Didn't really buy a bunch of stuff. I did buy one thing. Actually, two things. One thing is 5 movies. So, and then some of this other stuff is just things I wanted to bring up because it's something that you didn't really mention, but it's something that was on my head that I kind of wanted to share with you because I'm sure you would dig this as well. I think that your ideas for future installments are a great idea. I love the films of Clint Eastwood, directing and starring. So, yeah, I do want to eventually see his latest film. I don't know how, if it's streaming, like on HBO Max or something, or if it is just going to be strictly in theaters. I don't know. I'll have to find that out, or you guys could let me know down below, because I would like to see that. And, yeah, I might end up watching Malignant this weekend or something. We'll see. My birthday is next Monday, so I might actually watch some horror movies this weekend. And yeah, I was really interested in seeing that. I'm not the biggest James Wan fan as well. I do love the first Saw film, and I like the Saw series, the ones that I've seen. But I haven't really seen anything else that he's done. I have never seen any of the Conjuring movies. I'm not really big on modern day horror movies, and I know there's a lot of great ones out there. It's just, I don't know, I've always just been kind of digging into genres and stuff of horror, like subgenres that are older, because I just, that's always been my thing. So, hold on one second. I'm not gonna edit that out. Very thirsty. I just got off of work and took a shower, and that is why my hair is in a man bun. So real quick, this first thing I want to show is something I got, and we had talked about it before, but I picked this one up on Warner Archive as well, and it is The Curse of Frankenstein with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. I got this for like $7. Brand new, but it was damaged during shipping. I'm not going to complain because it's just the case is messed up. Luckily, I have an extra case that's actually clear on the top and everything like that, so I'm going to put it in there. But I really love this. I definitely prefer Dracula, like the horror of Dracula. But I don't know, you can't go wrong with any of these guys. Oh, yeah, got this. You mentioned this in a previous video. Walmart has all their horror movies and stuff. And so I got this on DVD since I finally saw the first film. This has the first film on it, but then it has the rest. Phantasm, the 5-film collection. So this has Phantasm, remastered. It has Phantasm 2, The Ball is Back. It has Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. It has Phantasm 4, Oblivion. And Phantasm 5, Ravager. So I definitely look forward to checking all these out. It's just in these, like it's just individual DVDs, thankfully. Yeah, so that's all of them. I'm definitely looking forward to watching all these. Really looking forward to watching 4, because you had mentioned, Jeff, that that is actually maybe your favorite of the franchise in terms of the sequels. So yeah, I look forward to checking that out. So this week, I haven't really watched a bunch this week. Like I may have said in a previous video, in the previous installment of this, me and my wife have been going through Murder, She Wrote for the first time. Huge Columbo fans. 2 of the creators of Murder, She Wrote are the creators of Columbo. So, yeah, I've definitely been digging it so far. Been going through on Peacock and rewatching Third Rock from the Sun for the first time for me since it was on TV. I watched the whole series live when it was on TV. In terms of movies, I watched... What did I watch? There was one thing that I watched that I really did not I can't remember what it was. I'll tell you guys about it in the next video. And then also I rewatched, once a year I always rewatch my favorite films of all time. Tied is my favorite film of all time. So that is The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. Love the films, my all-time favorite films. They've been my favorite films since I was in elementary school, believe it or not. They're my mom's favorite films as well, so I grew up loving them, and once a year I always rewatch them. And hopefully next year we'll get a 4K, Paramount will release a 4K remaster, or a 4K Ultra HD of all three films, including the, I would say director's cut, but the second director's cut of Part 3, which came out recently, Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone. So hopefully we will get that in the future. So anyways, enough about that. This video is definitely not going to be as long as last week's because of just being, I had a really long weekend and long work week so far, so I'm really kind of exhausted. I'm ready to relax. But I definitely wanted to talk about all this stuff. So I was originally going to be doing a series a couple months back before I kind of hung it up. Maybe I'll eventually do it, who knows. But I went through a period of time where I was just obsessed with disaster movies. I've always loved The Towering Inferno, and mainly disaster movies from like the 70s, late 60s, very early 80s. And I went through this, and that was because my friend Daisuke here on YouTube, he did an entire month of every day he uploaded a video talking about a disaster movie. So I literally went out and bought a ton of these, and that's what I want to show off. Jeff, let me know if you've seen some of these films. I have since watched every one of them. Yeah, so these fall into man-made disaster slash nature and terror. So the first thing I got was, and I'm all about, budget friendly releases when I'm binging a bunch of stuff. So I got this Ultimate Disaster Pack with Earthquake, Airport, The Hindenburg, and Roller Coaster. Everybody knows Earthquake. Charlton Heston, great movie. Airport was a new watch for me. You see, my phone's blowing up, and everything. So, anyways, Airport, it was good, but it definitely was, you could tell it's the first of its kind. Some of the melodrama was interesting, but I would say the second half was amazing. I'll talk about it more in the future. Hindenburg was kind of a surprise for me because I had known that there's just not a lot of critical love for it and people talk crap about it. George C. Scott, The Hindenburg, Anne Bancroft, period piece, kind of a sabotage kind of thing. It was great. I really enjoyed it. But my favorite out of all these is Roller Coaster with George Segal, and it was pretty incredible. That falls under the terror aspect of disaster because there's basically a sniper, or not a sniper, that's another one that isn't over here, but I'll be talking about maybe in the future. The one, what's it called? That one that I was just mentioning was the sniper one, that somebody's shooting up the Super Bowl. What's that one called? That one has Charlton Heston as well. This one is, is Timothy Bottoms, and he's blowing up roller coasters with people on them. Terrifying. And that one was a great one. I really love George Segal. Rest in peace. He was such a phenomenal guy. I've always liked his acting, and I really have enjoyed him in The Goldbergs all these years. So, yeah, so that was one set that I got. They're all on, 2 movies per disc. Let's get into, let me knock this one out first. It's okay, buddy. I'm just going to talk about one of these. The other film's great, but this one was really good too. Black Sunday. Gotta love Marathon Man as well. Black Sunday was incredible because it has a kind of a deeper political kind of backdrop to it. Robert Shaw is incredible, and so is Bruce Dern. Basically, that's the blimp is going to be crashing into. I can't remember. Oh, the blimp is going into the Super Bowl. Well, they're going to blow it up, and it's over the Super Bowl. Great film. And these are kind of the more popular ones. So obviously, Jeff, I'm sure you've seen these. These other ones, I'm sure you've seen them too because you like the more obscure stuff as well. And I'm pretty sure these are all Irwin Allen. Let's start off with, and some of the covers on these are incredible. This one is from 1976. This was a made-for-TV one starring Robert Culp and a ton of other people. Flood. Look at that poster art. Now, obviously, this was made for TV, so the poster art definitely does not represent what actually happens in the movie, but it's still really fun. I just love a good old disaster film. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This also has Robert Culp, like I said, Martin Milner, Barbara Hershey, Richard Basehart, Roddy McDowell, Teresa Wright, and this is directed by Earl Bellamy, who directed a few other of Irwin Allen's productions. So yeah, Flood. Next up is another is a made-for-TV one, and this one stars Ernest Borgnine, Vera Miles, Patty Duke Austin, Alex Gore, Donna Mills, Lloyd Nolan, Neville Brand, Ty Hardin, Gene Evans. And this is also directed by Earl Bellamy. Fire. Basically, a fire gets out of control in a forest, and what's going to happen to the town? There's kids on a field trip in the field, and there's a forest next to the field. Are they going to die? Great. Obviously, most of these ones have critically, in terms of in comparison to the Poseidon Adventure or Towering Inferno, do not have great reviews. But these are so fun, and I'll be honest with you, some of these I actually enjoyed more than I enjoyed the Poseidon Adventure. I don't think anything will beat Towering Inferno for me, but yeah. Next up is another Irwin Allen production. This one came out in 1979, starring Dennis Cole, Susan Sullivan, Leslie Nielsen, Julie Summers, James Olsen, special guest star Ray Milland, who is one of my favorites. This one is Cave In. Basically, it takes place at a park that has caves and stuff like that, and there's a cave in and they're stuck. How are they going to get out? Meanwhile, there's an ex-con that is inside the cave with them that's trying to do things his own way. So yeah, Cave In. This was awesome too. Next up is one, this is probably the more mainstream one out of these last few. And I loved this one as well. I love how epic it was. And this is like the extended theatrical version of The Swarm. Yeah, I got this for really cheap, like $2 on eBay. But now that I've seen it, I'm definitely going to be getting the Warner Archive Blu-ray eventually. Oh my gosh, The Bees! This has Michael Caine, Catherine Ross, Richard Widmark, Richard Chamberlain, Olivia de Havilland, Ben Johnson, Lee Grant, Jose Ferrer, Patty Duke Austin, Slim Pickens, Bradford Dillman, one of the most underrated actors of this time period. Yeah, I like Bradford Dillman. And Fred McMurray and Harry Fonda as Dr. Krim. This one was actually produced and directed by Irwin Allen. Screenplay by Sterling Silliphant, which I think... Did he do the script for Towering Inferno and Poseidon Adventure? I'm not sure. Had a lot of fun with this one too. This is the last one that I was going to show. This is one of the ones that everybody talked about was like the worst. you know, critics hated it, and it's actually like the destruction of the, they say this is where the disaster films of Irwin Allen ended. And it is Paul Newman, Jacqueline Bisset, William Holden, When Time Ran Out. This one has Red Buttons, Burgess Meredith, Ernest Borgnine, James Franciscus from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and basically this one is about a volcano. So we got bees, caves, fires, floods, earthquakes, terrorism, everything within all these sets. This one I loved, and this is a volcano, and basically they are in the middle of the Pacific, and there's an island that has a resort on it. James Franciscus plays the owner of the resort, and William Holden plays, no, wait. I think James Franciscus owns the land, and then William Holden owns the hotel, and Paul Newman is like a seismologist or something like that, and he's trying to warn them. And yeah, I loved this movie. It has some hilariously dated but great special effects. There is an image in this movie of Burgess Meredith doing a what do they call it, where you walk over the rope across like towers and stuff. He is doing that over lava. Incredible. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. Jeff, everybody, let me know if you guys have seen these movies. I just really wanted to show those off, and I'm looking forward to a rewatch of all these eventually. I might even do a marathon, a 24-hour movie marathon of destruction. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.